So let's hope that GEEK know what they're doing with the draft that has been chosen for them, as we are moments away of entering the Land of Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1, RRQ and GEEK fam.
Wow, let's see initially, all right, what needs to be paid attention to right here is the difference in clear speed. Alpha is known as a very quick, clear jungler, but Boxia is no pushover himself. On the other hand, having that Alpha means that it's going to be an EXP lane Fredrin, and that means very immobile. That means that there won't be a lot of macro plays coming from Nile as Poloyski gets spotted out here.
Yeah, it seems like with the orange monster buff rotating towards Kadira, that's info. But take a look at that boy now here in the mid side. Still holding off towards his flicker, so no problem there. But it's going to be the battle of lethal. Baksha, will you contest? Nope, you will not be there in time.
Yeah, not so much just yet. I'm actually curious to see the emblems and the talent choice here coming in from the Alpha in particular. So far, we do see it's the same thing as we saw before in Super Ken with the Brave Smite. But here it is. Arashi, any differences?
Festival of Blood and a Thrill, so more damage, more sustain. He's going for a bit more of the same route as a Boxia, essentially. Boxia is just more tanky, but Alpha has more regen, and now they jump onto Kadira.
Yeah. Shield Unity forced Kadira to use the flicker. Naomi was unable to connect the Jet Kundo as well. Yeah, no first blood here. First minute and Poloyski. Cheeky move. Doesn't really connect as well.
Let's go back to that real quick, right? Super Ken opted, didn't go for Thrill. But here, Nile goes in for Thrill.
Well, going for the Thrill gives you a bit more damage in the early game, and I think he wants to have something to just throw back at RRQ, because otherwise, if they just fall too far behind, it's going to be a bit dangerous. Which brings you to the next point. Turtle has just spawned right here, and both teams want to contest. There's a lot more crowd control in the hands of RRQ, but GEEK fam, they seem to be trying to contest it, and that might be dangerous.
It's a 3v3, both mid laners still in the bot side. Now take a look at the Petrify connecting onto it too. The knockup was huge, but no fallout damages yet. Cold Altar from both teams popped. First claims the first turtle. And take a look at this. First isolated in the front side, gets taken. Now it's a 1-for-1 Clay. Still able to get away as well. It's a 1-for-1, a kill for a turtle.
The difficult part for RRQ right here is the fact that without Skylar, they don't really have a lot of damage. So even though the Boxia and the Pakira will be available later, in the late game, it's going to be a bit difficult. But look at it, where the Dragon!
Connecting on towards a boy. Oh, top side, it's a solo! Kadira and the carry gets taken out. So it's equal, but then again, a boy surviving that 2v1 in the mid side.
Wait, how does that happen though? Skylar and Chidera, they both lose their lives in a 1v1. When I was under the impression that Skylar shouldn't have that much damage in the early game.
I think Kadira went for a very aggressive play, diving the turret as well, which is, I think, that is what's happening. But talent prediction by the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5, everyone's on board the RRQ hype train, but Pap Wulong, always the contrarian himself.
I'm not surprised. At this point, I'm not surprised. He always does this. He believes in the draft, I guess, coming in from a GEEK fan, but Persik believes that he can go for a pick maybe here. He needs to be careful though. Nile, that's a 3v1.
Oh, that's an ambush. 3v1 indeed. Knock up everything. Put on towards Persik. Gets taken out. Clay with the Call Altar wasn't able to come there in time.
That's unfortunate, but now Clay, without the Call Altar, there's the going for Poloyski. Where's the Dragon?
Good Call Altar. Let's see, will he survive? Heller though, the backside. Flicker almost. Oh, the burst passion. Not enough range. GEEK fam survives, but RRQ barely wins that fight.
Are they going for another pick? All right, they don't. Okay, so we do have a little bit of time to evaluate what has happened so far. Persik in the first 4 minutes has been taken down twice. And the reason he gets taken down twice is his over-aggression. Is this worth it in the long run?
Definitely not, especially because there's no reason for him to be taken out like this. Again and again, they win a fight, and then Persik will just go in aggressively on his own. They have to try and move together, because that is where the Boxia has value. GEEK fam, though, will be able to secure the turtle. That's a great victory, but on the other side, Naomi, looking for plays elsewhere, won't be able to.
He hasn't been able to find anything just yet, and this is it, because I thought that RRQ picked up the Boxia for one reason only, which is the control over the objectives, the control over the map, the fact that he can rotate a lot quicker than the Alpha. should have given them a little bit more room to work with in terms of this map. But because of the way Fursic has been playing, getting overly aggressive, getting picked off, not even picking up a single objective other than that first turtle in that early game, RRQ, they haven't been able to get anything with the Boxia pick.
And that Boxia pick is equal levels to Nail, even though Fursic has been farming a bit more frantically, and now it's down to the pick-off gameplay from both these teams. The Beloyski on that. Oh, Kadira though, dangerous.
Good Petrify, Cold Alter Force. Take a look at the damage. Will it be enough to take Fursic down? The answer is yes. It's 4v1 now. The mid-side Clay will not be able to defend this mid-turret surely. Yeah, zoned out. Yeah, the mid-side, will it fall? Oh my god, buying enough time. Cold Alter Power gets taken out. That's a huge job in the backside though. Banana trying to find a flank on towards Beloyski, but cancelled by Luke. It's a huge dub for the Geeks.
2,000 gold lead here in the first 6 minutes of the game. But they are kind of tunnel visioning on Fursic now. You can see that Skylar was able to get a turret in that top side under the nose of Geek Fam. Is this the plan all along?
I feel like it's possible, because factually speaking, RRQ, they've been putting a lot of attention onto Skylar, and Skylar has been relatively untouched. Oh, look at Beloy though.
Nasty Wave Dragon securing the kill there for Clay. Geek Fam need to be careful. They have the lead, they have the map, but RRQ is always there to punish.
It's easy to turn these things around. I mean, look at this. Naomi already going for a pick, not wanting to commit just yet. And remember, both of these teams, they're going to be just collapsing over the next neutral objective. But look at Banana in the backside.
Oh boy, now still holding on towards his Cold Alter. Take a look at the cover. Banana gets taken out, but it will be traded for the turtle. RRQ now disengaging. All good stun, good pull as well. Take a look at the backside. Imperious Passion will force a Cold Alter from Clay, but Naomi will be taken out. Take a look at the back. Oh my god, the Petrify on towards Fursic. 4 members of RRQ gets taken out.
Ooh, it seems like Geek Fam, they're still looking for Skylar. He'll be able to slide out of that situation.
Ooh,
Losing 4. Oh, he goes back in.
He can't.
No mana as well. Skylar, Purify popped, but good night Niall securing the kill.
That's an unofficial wiped out for Geek Fam here in the first 7 minutes of the game.
That is very unfortunate. Taking a look at the items right here, 600 gold lead for Kadira. Even though there's been a lot of emphasis for RRQ to pull away the action from Skylar to ensure that he can farm up to a golden staff right here, Kadira actually is doing even better with the kills. 4 kills, only 1 death. So if this was part of the strategy for RRQ, it certainly isn't working out so far. And for RRQ, for the most part, all their defensive items are very magical damage heavy to try and deal with Beloyski and the Kadira, which means that against Kadira, they're going to be having a lot of trouble unless they can find him in the middle of those fights. And that means that Naomi has a lot to do. Well, Naomi and Banana.
Yeah, a lot of weight on their shoulders definitely to go in for these picks, because if they go for a 5v5 with how much spell vamp I think Niall is building, RRQ, they don't have the necessary items to try and counter that, right? No Dominance Ices, no Sea Halberd, no NOD, nothing. And you can see Niall has been untouched so far. 306 KDA. The fact that he's level 12 already in comparison to Fursic, who's only level 9, that's a 3 EXP gap. RQ has no anchor, has no roots to be able to get the objectives away from Geek Fam if it comes to it.
We were talking about the win condition being the triple roaming strat. And now for both, oh, hang on, Banana.
Oh, Banana can't do that, man. You can't push check, you can't face check when Kadira is around. Petrify use as well. That's a 5v4 now. So, yeah, Geek Fam will secure the Lord comfortably.
Yeah, as we were talking about, they need the damage coming in from both Skylar and Clay, but right now, both are just not doing so good at all. And Naomi, usually a bit more active, now he's just a bit too squishy to actually go up against Geek Fam. If he missteps, he can very easily get picked off. And so RRQ, usually the aggressor, are now forced to hide away, even though their composition has a Paquito, has a Boxia. All these heroes that are supposed to be aggressive are supposed to set up ambushes in the jungle.
They can't because of like what you mentioned, right? There's too many traps coming in from Geek Fam's composition. The fact that Kadira is always lurking around somewhere and Chadera is just ready to follow up. Look at how much damage he's been able to deal so far, being number 1 with a boy number 2, a close second on the charts when so far a boy's only been picking up the Cult Altar a little bit more just utility for his team, but yet he's able to deal that much damage.
Man, the damage is definitely a big issue right here, and for RRQ, even the tankiest member, Fairsick, can get picked off, and look at the conceal. They go in.
Conceal play on towards Clay. Force him to use the Purify. Tier 2 mid will be taken out. Lord, half HP. Seems like GEEK Fam will not pull the trigger here in the mid side as the turret passive is still there. But take a look at Banana. Oh, good disengage with the ult from Alpha. It's still 5v4. Take a look at Naomi though. Cheeky play. A boy spots him. But yeah, Naomi now looking for an angle to escape. The question is, will he be able to? Has to use and force the conceal to escape.
Well, he'll get out of the situation. That's the token of the hallmark of a great roamer there. Setting up behind the team of your opponent, but then still having escape routes available. So far, Naomi has been able to escape that one engagement, but we'll have to see if he can push his luck and keep doing the same thing. Right now with an 8k gold lead for GEEK Fam, they have solid late game as well in the Valentina and the Beatrix, so it's going to be very difficult unless Naomi makes a play.
We're dragging on towards Luke under the turret as well. Cold Altar, will it be clutch? It will! Luke survives, but a boy gets taken out. I don't know if it's worth it, and Banana is there to secure the kill on towards Luke. Good engage, now it's a 5v3, Beloyski. Oh, wasn't able to catch Clay there. Now it's a 5v2 in the backside. Oh, Banana with the flanks. It seems like now GEEK has stabilized here. No engage whatsoever from the side of RRQ.
Well, look at the mid lane though. Minions beating on the base turret of RRQ. They might lose it if Banana can't clear it fast enough. Fortunately, he will be able to do so. But we've seen what ignoring the minion waves can do to you in match number 1. RRQ, they need to be a bit more careful. GEEK Fam is very crafty in how they set up for these objectives. And as of right now, with the Lord spawning in 15 seconds, it seems like GEEK Fam once again has a bit of the lead. But with Luke on the far side of the map, maybe RRQ can make something happen.
I mean, at this point, let's say they have that, right? The problem is, GEEK Fam, they're still holding the map. The threat of the Kadita just lurking it's scary, right? Because you don't know where he is. RRQ, they need somebody to be able to open the map, but they don't have it. You saw with Banana, what happened to Banana earlier on. He face checks into the bush, he gets bursted down just like that. There's just a lot of tools that GEEK Fam can utilize against RRQ right now.
Let's see here, okay, everything. Give it onto her. First hit, Call Altar pop. Lord was secured by GEEK Fam. Banana in the backside. Force GEEK to use the Call Altar. Very low on HP. Survives though. Play. Very, very close. But the only casualty is the Lord.
Man, I mean, unfortunately for RRQ as well, they set up the wave so well on the top side, but they were unable to get that extra turret either. For GEEK Fam, that was a great call. Seeing that Banana was still on the top side, they rushed to finish the Lord. It was a bit risky, but with the crowd control they had, Fairsick tries to go for a contest and gets immediately denied completely. But now Naomi.
Oh, Beloyski, a little too overzealous there. Way up the Dragon connecting on towards Beloy. He will go down in 30.
And at this point, right, Skylar has really caught up in terms of his items. If I'm not mistaken, he already has the DHS, there's a Corrosive, as well as the Golden Staff. So these pickoffs, it might just work in their favor, but GEEK Fam, they're knocking on to RRQ's base right now.
So that Fairsick was trying to just make sure the Lord doesn't collide, but now he might be in trouble. But no, GEEK will back away, and Banana will be setting up the wave for the next play already. We'll see if Naomi can make something happen, but for GEEK, free orange buff in the hand of Kadera as well. As much as Skylar is doing so good in items, Kadera is definitely all the way up there in damage as well.
But talking about up there, look what Banana was able to do. He was able to get a turret under the nose of GEEK Fam, keeping them in the game, keeping them in the business, staying relevant here in the 14th minute of the game, just slowly turning things around. RRQ, they're creeping up on GEEK.
Creeping up, and when it comes to items, right, it's a bit more difficult for them right now because they have to worry about the magical defense dealing with the Valentina and the Kadita, and they have to worry about the Beatrix and the Alpha as well. The mix of damage here is what's making it so difficult for RRQ to itemize. Once they get some of the items though, now it's going to be GEEK Fam that has to start wondering, like, what can they do to survive from Skylar, and can they find opportunities to dive towards him without getting denied? Because every time Beloy has gone for a pick-off in the back, occasionally he just gets stunned up. There's a lot of crowd control yet again from RRQ.
And you also have the Cult Altar to top it all off, right? Just in case things go south. So far, Clay has been doing a pretty decent job at covering his teammates. Skylar 322, not the worst stat whatsoever, especially now that he's still been feeding the gold onto him. They're going to be able to get another turret in the bottom lane. And this is what housekeeping just plays such an important role. Geek fam, they're losing their turrets one by one here.
That's what happens when you have a lot of turrets, but also now you lack options for Geek fam. They're going for the trade on the top side immediately, but RRQ, there we go. Oh, Skylar is taken very, very low though. Needs to be a bit more careful there. Could have been fatal.
We're all looking at the situation right now. 7,000 gold lead. Oh, we have Dragon on towards the boy. No fall damage though. What are you doing, Naomi? Forced to use the flicker. Loses he was immortal. Call Altar popped. But take a look at the re-engage by Versick. No clear fall of damage. But it seems like Banana repositioned him to the backside. What? Versick gets taken down. Clay will have his passive and is up and running. Banana with the reposition finds Gadero Wind of Nature to outplay Banana. Geek fam, full control 16 minutes in.
That was a crazy, crazy fight. The Cult Altar was used by both, I believe. And unfortunately for Skylar, he just was in such a vulnerable spot too much. He couldn't output the damage even though he has it. And even with the Cult Altar, once it expired, he was just forced to back away. The fight began with Naomi getting picked up as well. He tried to turn it around for his team, but it's a bit too much of a tall order. With the Lord coming in right now, Geek fam, it seems like they have all the tools they require. Strong frontline, long range to break through the base of RRQ. It's only if RRQ can make use of this Cult Altar maybe, can they actually come out on top here.
But even then, how do they do it, right? Because when you're talking about range for Geek, RRQ, they lack that. Skylar, short range. Banana, close combat. Clay as well. Versick, Naomi. It's a top defense. Geek fam, they got it in the bag.
Oh, perfect fine. On towards Versick. Has Immortal though. Backside Call Altar from side of Geek. Lord will be taken care of, but Clay will die in the process. It's 5v4. Clay has no passive, will go down in 18. Geek fam is still hovering around, looking for an opening. But it seems like they will lose another racer in that bot area. Geek fam hovering mid-wave, crashing in. And the taunt comes in and Banana gets taken down. That signifies that Geek fam will take the base turret top side. Take a look at the fight taunt bot side. Knock up onto his Naomi as well. Rough waves used. Geek fam stabilizing. But it seems like 3 members from RRQ will not be able to defend. Geek fam strikes first in the series.
Against all odds, against all expectations, Geek with a very interesting draft. With a pocket pick in the alpha, in the jungle with Kadita Beloyski. They were able to do the impossible. Take a game from RRQ, who are still standing undefeated. What an opening statement by Geek fam.
Brains over bronze, even though the mechanics of RRQ is